Get ready.
Hello, I am Liam Ashcroft and welcome to another episode of This Is Saturn. It's that time of year again, folks. Break out the trees, the stockings, the turkeys, the mistletoe and whatever the hell else you get festive with, because Christmas is almost here. And by that, I mean it was a few days ago, because as always I am late to put these things out. I've been operating from a new computer for a couple of weeks now, so even before Christmas, things were already awesome for myself. I hope you've all had a wonderful holiday season as well. Let's not worry about that though, because one thing's for sure, there will be games. It's of course a personal Christmas tradition to get the shiny new Sonic game in my hands, so... Wait, what? What's that? The new Sonic games are shit? Well, at least there's Hatsune Miku Project Diva F2, a game I've become hopelessly addicted to in the meantime. So anyway, getting games for Christmas is relatively common. But what about games that are about Christmas? Well, that's slightly harder to find. I mean, perhaps there are a few games out there that do have a couple of Christmassy themes in them, such as the Rickety Town portion of Midway's Carnival, but a whole game themed around a specific holiday, and a first party one at that, get out of town. Or don't, if you're a SEGA Saturn fan. In December 1996, SEGA began distributing free demos of Nights into Dreams, one of the Saturn's biggest hits. In Japan, it was part of a Christmas SEGA Saturn bundle. Elsewhere, magazines gave it away. You'd think the Japanese version would be hard to find, being a bundle exclusive. Well, apparently not, since I got my copy for barely £5. Nice. Anyways, yeah, a Nights demo. Nothing special, right? Wrong. I mean, come on, you must have read the video title by now, surely. This Nights demo was actually Christmas Night, and it's quite a different beast, let me tell you. So, for the sake of the holidays, let's delve into this game with some story. For those unfamiliar with the original Night, in short it sees two kids, Clarice and Elliot, who must combat their nightmares by entering the dream world and teaming up with, by which I mean fusing with, Night, a bizarre jester-like creature. Night is a nightmarean, as are most of the enemies you encounter in the game. Night was basically a bad guy originally, but turned over to the good side, much to his creator, Wiseman the Wicked, and brother, Riala's anger. So the kids fuse with Nights and set off on a journey to fly through loops, collect blue balls, blue chips, and collect Idia, which is dream energy, I think. Idia represents stuff like courage and like, which is vital in the dream world. Anyways, that's Nights. What about Christmas Nights? Story-wise, Christmas Nights is actually a sequel to the original Nights. Yes, a demo is the continuation of the main game's story. This is indeed odd. The story is told through wonderful crayon illustrations like something out of a picture book. These are, to the best of my knowledge, all drawn by Naoto Oshima, the creator of Nights and a certain blue porcupine. This demo sees our heroes, Elliot and Clarice, doing some Christmas shopping. However, they feel something is missing. Probably the tidal waves of parents rushing for Frozen toys, that. It turns out what's actually bugging them is the fact the town's Christmas tree is missing a star atop it. Rather than complain to the council for bastardising a central part of Christmas, or just going to Poundland to get a quick star, they decide to take clearly the most sensible course of action. Go on another LSD-infused adventure with Night, and slaughter a dragon to get the star. Because Christmas! So, in case you missed the other 3 times I've said this, Christmas Night is basically a demo for Night. You get 2 levels, technically. You get one for Elliot and one for Clarice. 2 things. First, both characters travel through Spring Valley, just with different routes through the stage. This is actually nifty, as in the full game, Elliot can't access Spring Valley at all. Second, don't bother beating the game as both characters. Yes, you get a nice ending cutscene, but you also get an insanely long credit sequence every time you do this, and there's no real unlockable reward for beating it with both characters. So anyways, you play through the stage, beat the boss, and then you come to a new screen. Unwrap your presents. Man, it's just like Christmas. What are the odds? Unwrapping your presents basically takes the form of a matching cards game, but you only get a few tries per game. Once those tries are up, it's back to the title screen for you, and you'll have to play through Spring Valley and the boss, Gilwing, all over again to get back to this present screen. To be fair, beating the demo only takes 5 minutes or so, and I don't think this is a huge gripe. As for the game itself, at the start of each level you start as either Elliot or Clarice on foot, who immediately have all of their Idia stolen by Wiseman's henchmen. Well, all but the Idia of Courage, which they get to keep for some reason. They are then free to explore the level on foot, but what you're really supposed to do is run ahead to Knight, who you fuse with by touching. Then Knight's flying acrobatics are yours to command, dashing, loops, twirls, the full monta. Knight has some free reign over where he can travel, but overall he's restricted to a set 2D path through the level. The aim is to collect 20 blue chips, destroy the Idia capture, and then progress to the next Mur of the stage, basically the next lap. In this sense, Knight is a bit like a racing game, but you also want to ensure your score is high for bragging purposes, you know? After destroying each Idia capture, you don't have to start the next lap. Bonus time starts, meaning you can score tons more points for blue chips and combos, which are dubbed links in this game. There's also special rings you can fly through, starting Trick Time, in which you can rack up a ton of points by doing flips and loops through the air. You have to watch the time though. Once it hits 0, your human of choice is propelled out of Knight, and you lose all of your blue chips. Ouch. Control-wise, the game's absolutely wonderful with a 3D pad. Hell, Knights was the game that came bundled with the 3D pad in the first place, so to say it's pretty mandatory is unsurprising. It's playable with a D-pad, but the analog controls are as smooth as butter. Anyways, just do this for the 4 Murs of the stage, and you're off to a boss fight. In the demo, you fight Gilwing, a giant dragon. His lure has been decked out in Christmas themes, and he's also given himself a Christmas colour scheme. Beat him down and you're done. This all sounds standard for a demo, but Christmas Night has a ton of extra features. First of all, the game makes use of the Saturn's internal clock. The game's only called Christmas Nights for a short while, and that's essentially during the Advent period. Outside of Christmas, it takes other names like Winter Nights or Nights Limited Edition. This also changes Spring Valley. In winter, the place is blanketed with snow and Christmas lights, and in December, a funky remix of Jingle Bells plays. In non-winter months, it's just regular old Spring Valley. No snow here. One thing to note is in the winter months besides December, the stage's theme song does change, and it's awesome. Shame it never showed up in the full game. Anywho, the second cool new feature is the Unwrap Your Presents gimmick I mentioned earlier. What you actually get from these presents is quite awesome. Some of it's simple but nifty, such as the concept art galleries including some for cancelled Knights figurines, or promos for Knights merch that got released such as plush toys. And then there's more physical rewards such as Link Attack, which sees you try and chain together huge combos in the game. This mode is actually quite addictive, and I spent quite a bit of time honing my score. Also of note is that this Link Attack takes place in Frozen Bell, the second Elliot stage in the full game. Next up is Time Attack, which is, well, Time Attack. Nothing else to say really. Collect all the items on the first lap of Clarice's Spring Valley stage as fast as possible. Then there's Knight's Museum, which is the concept art gallery I mentioned earlier. Nightopian Collection is next, and is amazingly cool. It can be linked with your save data for the full Knights game to see how your Nightopians, the little AI characters dubbed A-Life in the game, are doing. The ability to actually see what the little shits think of me is nice, even if they all pretty much hate me, at least on the HD port. Ah well. Karaoke mode is a thing too, just in case you ever wanted to sing the main theme, Dream Dreams, to your SEGA Saturn. A sound test is here too, but it has the music from the full game. It even has all the variations of the tracks, since Knight's music changed depending on the mood of your Nightopians in the levels. There are also 2 movie files, which are basically trailers and the like, and 2 more physical rewards. First up, play on April Fool's Day to unlock Riala as a playable character. Once you've beaten the stage with him, her, them, you can play as them any time of year. Yeah, about that, Knights' gender is a spotty issue. They technically have no gender, however one interpretation is that Knights assumes the gender of whoever he fuses or dualizes with. So from this point I'll just refer to nights as a he for convenience. Anyways, on to our last bit of unlockable content. One of the presents you can unlock seems a bit odd at first, because its icon isn't Knights or Rialla or any of the other characters from the game, it's Sonic. That's right folks, included with Christmas night is Sonic Into Dreams, in which you can actually play as Sonic in his first ever 3D appearance. He controls like the kids, but faster, and actually does the classic run animation at top speed. Neato! The aim here is to run across a stage, collecting blue chips and destroying idiot captures, only on foot, and doing it as fast as possible. After that, you're given a boss besides Gillwing. It's Puffy the hang on a minute, that's Dr. Eggman, dressed as Santa, and the music's a remix of Final Fever from Sonic CD. Nice! So yes, if you haven't guessed, there's a reason I picked up Christmas Nights initially, and that reason is Sonic. He's sure as hell not the only reason to get this game though. The amount of content here for what they refer to as a demo is staggering, and there's moments I'm amazed weren't in the full game, such as Link Attack. The addition of the eternal clock-based changes in scenery and stuff also helped make the game replayable in spite of it being merely a demo, and the concept art is great too. The graphics are rather appealing, though I have noticed some slight texture flickering from time to time. The soundtrack's superb, but you should have expected that, and the controls with the 3D pad are, as I've mentioned, pretty dreamy. I'd actually recommend grabbing a copy of Christmas Nights, as it's more Nights fun that isn't Nights Journey of Dreams, because fuck Nights Journey of Dreams. If that's not enough, the PlayStation 2 and HD ports of Nights on PlayStation 3, Xbox Live and Steam have the Christmas Nights levels bundled in, as well as the internal clock unlocks such as Rialla, the A-Life monitor, and all the concept art. He even adds a few new time-themed unlocks like Halloween nights and summer costumes for Clarice and Elliot. However, it is overall neutered compared to the original, unless you really like summer costumes and Halloween jesters. Link Attack and Time Attack are gone in the HD port, and crucially, no Sonic Into Dreams. I've actually seen this brought up a lot as a criticism of the HD port, and whilst I can see why those features are missing, it's a shame nonetheless. So yeah, get Christmas Nights. Play some Christmas Nights. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, folks, and see you next time on This Is Saturn.